Hello. Hello. How are you? I have a question, very important question today. What the fuck is a cookie? What is a cookie? Stew on that for a moment. I'll do a little intro here. Eric Marc standing in place. It is December 22nd, 2020. Almost Christmas time. Episode 37. 37. We're going to be at 40 in no time. The fuck is a cookie? Seriously, I've got friends, my wife, everybody's making cookies right now for Christmas. Cookies, just cookies. Good cookies, bad cookies. There's not many bad cookies. Sugar cookies can eventually be bad cookies. But for the most part, all other cookies are good. Unless you start putting vegetables in cookies. Please do not start putting vegetables in cookies. I don't know if that's a thing, but I fear that it might become a thing if it isn't yet. And it is so windy. It is so windy tonight. I don't know if the world is just trying to end here real quick before we make it out, of 2020, but it kind of feels like it. It's not snowing, it's not raining, there's no storm, but it's just windy like hell. So I apologize if there are ancillary noises that might be distracting. More distracting than the subject of what the fuck is a cookie. Because the amount of ingredients that get dumped into cookies, it feels to me like it's just leftover dough. It's somebody was making something else and they dropped dough, they dropped ingredients into the dough. Oh, I got a couple hazelnuts left. Hey, those cranberries are dried out. You know what, let's just throw it in this cake batter and we'll stick it in the oven and see what happens. That was my assumption of how cookies came to be. And it's very confusing to me of what gets classified as a cookie. Cookies range in size from like little, what was that, Cookie Crisp? Remember Cookie Crisp cereal? It was cereal made up of cookies, of little chocolate chip cookies. Those were cookies, right? So are like a black and white cookie cake. I've seen that, where it was an entire cake that looked like a black and white cookie. Is it a cake or a cookie at that point? The boundaries are too large for what equals a cookie. It's very confusing. Apparently cookies showed up in Persia around the 6th century AD, so after death. Jesus didn't have cookies. So Merry Christmas. Jesus didn't have cookies. Well, I guess he did. Actually, that's not true because, what is it? Didn't he he was behind the rock and then he wasn't behind the rock, so he's chilling and he's out there now. So now he's got cookies. JC has the cookies at this point. He just had to resurrect himself from the dead. No problem. No problem. It's worth it. For a good cookie. For a good cookie, I think it's worth it. Cookies started in Persia, and they started because people couldn't travel with cakes. So cakes preceded cookies. Okay. And the cookie was the answer to solve the inability to travel with a cake problem. That makes me think about all the failed attempts to travel with cake. And the way that people were moving around the world at that time. That's like on foot or on top of an animal, right? You're riding something. You're riding a horse, you're riding a camel, elephant, with a cake. And that must have been attempted, and it must have failed. Somebody is riding on a camel, going over sand dunes, and it's just a little bit too much rocking. And the layers of the chocolate layer cake slid off of each other, fell to the ground, got sand in them. Said, this is garbage. I need a better way to be able to ride across a desert with a cake. And the answer was to make little tiny hard cakes. Seems quite different than the cake that they were enjoying, but you can put them in your pocket. You get some pocket cookies. Those are always good. At that point in time, I guess it was acceptable to have pocket cookies. There weren't Ziploc bags. There were no Ziploc bags. 6th century. They're pockets. So they had pocket cookies. During these times, if you have pocket cookies, it's not so enticing. I don't want your pocket cookies. No, thank you. I don't want your pocket gum. I don't want your pocket cookies. I don't want your pocket after dinner mint. No, thank you. I don't need it pre-warmed by being close to your erogenous zones. That doesn't sound good to me. No, thank you. So yeah, that's when cookies came to be. And then they made it to the U.S. in like 1600. Dutch people brought cookies to the U.S. We've had cookies here for 400 years. That's it. Not that long. But twice as long as we've been a country. Not quite, but almost. So we had cookies and we still fought a civil war. We couldn't agree. We couldn't make up. Cookies fix everything. A little kid gets hurt. Scratch your knee. You give him a cookie. Everything's all right. Didn't work for us as a country. But we have cookies now. We can have caramel, chocolate, dark chocolate, light chocolate, white chocolate. I don't know why it's got to have chocolate. Cookie doesn't have to have chocolate. Butterscotch, sugar cookie, Samoa Girl Scout cookie, Oreo cookie. Cookies are delicious. I'm not going to deny. Pocket cakes. That's what cookies were meant to be. Very interesting. It's Christmas and everybody's giving each other cookies. We made cookies, we gave them to some people, and then they turn around and give us cookies back. That's not how it's supposed to work. If we give the cookies away, we're not supposed to get refilled with more cookies. No, I still have to eat the cookies. And then we all get heavy. I just lost weight because I was doing a bunch of outdoor stuff. I guarantee that's coming right back double for Christmas. And then I'll have to get fit again. Because I signed up for these damn triathlons again. We're going to try. We're going to try again. We're going to try. Let's see what COVID does to us next year. Gotta love the COVID. Biden got his, I don't want to talk too much about these, but I do want to say that go look up the video of Biden getting his COVID shot. Political leaders don't seem to have the best logic or the best people giving them advice because he wore the worst shirt ever to get a shot. He wore a long sleeve t-shirt in order to get a shot in his shoulder. Somebody wasn't thinking. These guys are always wearing jackets and dress shirts. You can wear a short sleeve dress shirt, have your jacket on and look like your presidential self, your presidentially elected self. Probably. I guess that's a probably. Long sleeve t-shirt is the move. And somehow he managed to roll that sleeve up. That dude must have real thin arms. Because I don't have big arms and I can't roll up a long sleeve t-shirt. Where's my nurses at? How do you feel when somebody shows up, or maybe just phlebotomists, or techs, or surgical assistants? I'm not sure what you have to be able to give somebody shots, but how do you feel if someone comes to get a vaccination in their shoulder and they show up in a long sleeve t-shirt? You're making them take that t-shirt off, right? Like, the whole shirt's coming off because rolling up the sleeve is dog shit. It is. It's terrible. You gotta be hearing that wind. The wind is insane. Like, it's enough that it's making me kind of nervous and making the house creak. That's not good. Well, the house is just settling. The house is able to move. The house has been sitting there for, 50, 70, 60 years, I think. It's still creaking. It's still moving when it's windy enough. That's sketchy, man. I don't dig that. But I guess it's okay. So yeah, travel cakes and long sleeve t-shirts to get shots. A little bit strange. But Christmas is coming. Festivus. Frohe Weihnachten. I don't know how to say it in other languages. Feliz Navidad. Isn't that a thing? So that's cool. And I hope everybody has a great Christmas. And we're going to do a little experiment. And this is going to be terrible. I'm going to pre-warn you. We're actually going to turn this mic on. I don't know if you realize this. We're episode 37 and the mic doesn't actually do anything because I'm just speaking and letting the camera pick up the audio. But I, of course, want to practice doing these things so that one day when I can use a microphone again, in a public space without a mask, I'll remember how to do it. And like how to do this. I see people screw that up, and I don't want to be that person. Let's try something. Ding dong, 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 ding dong. Harmony's not bad. Christmas, Christmas. I don't really have a song. I just figured out how to work this looping pedal that I got like a year ago that I never connected. Not so bad though. Now we really have fun. Christmas, 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 Christmas. Hey! Christmas, hey! Christmas, hey! Christmas, hey! Christmas, hey! You! Hey! You! Hey! You! Hey! You! Hey! You! Hey! You! Christmas shopping! Everybody's running around the stores getting television spreading COVID. They're wearing a mask, they're not wearing a mask. People getting mad at each other. How come you're not covering your face? What's that mask? Shit, nightmare! You want me to get COVID by rubbing a cigarette in my face? What are you, Chuck? Send the kids back to school. Who won the election? I don't know. It's all a disaster. Why is everybody so angry? We just need to love each other. Come on. Merry Christmas. See you in a week.